Hello, welcome to A Beginner's Guide to WordPress. I'm John Westbrook, and I'm your instructor for this course. Before I get into the course outline, I want to talk just briefly about a couple things. First of all, just to tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee in the US. I'm a poet and a writer, and I'm a barefooter, which means I go everywhere barefoot. As far as technology and WordPress is concerned, I've run an IT consulting firm for the past 5 years and helped clients create websites, work with their servers and their systems, do internal sites using WordPress, and all sorts of fun, techie, geeky type stuff. For the past 7 years, though, I've actually worked with WordPress extensively, from a very basic level of just creating a blog to a very advanced level of creating membership sites or e-commerce sites where I'm going in and actually changing the PHP code behind the site itself. None of that is anything that we're going to be covering in this course, except, well, the basic part is, but we're not going to be getting into all the PHP code and confusing stuff. So this is obviously a beginner's guide, and it's really simple, and I'm going to take you through the basics and help you just get a really clear, simple understanding of how things work. And that leads me to the next thing, which is I encourage you in taking this course to just go through all the modules once over first and watch everything, absorb it before you jump out and start creating any sites or doing anything like that. Not only just so you can absorb it first and then go back through and take the steps and go through the videos again while you take action, but also because there's some videos that you may not need to go back through. For example, Module 1 is on domain names, and you may not need to go back through Module 1 after you hit Module 2, because there's going to be some little discounts and coupons in there that you can use to get a domain name that you don't need for Module 1. So that is my recommendation, is just go through the course once and really absorb and listen and watch all the videos, and then go back through and watch them again and take your action as you're going through them. The other thing I wanted to point out about the course is there's going to be a lot of times where in a video I'm going to tell you there's a website to go to or a certain login or something of that nature. And when I tell you to go to that site or I explain what site that is, you don't need to be too concerned about looking at the video for the URL or listening to the URL, because I'm going to go ahead and put the links below the video so you have access to the links that you need to access for that particular step or that particular module. So that leads us to the course introduction, and let's just go ahead and talk about the modules that are in this course. So the first module is going to be on domain names. I know a lot of people out there may be purchasing this course just to learn WordPress, and they already have a domain name, and so you're totally welcome to skip this module. It does have good information, and I do teach you a lot of stuff in it, but you may already feel comfortable with that and feel fine skipping it, and that's no problem. So we're in Module 1, we're going to talk about obtaining a domain name. We're going to go through the process of actually doing that. And then we're going to talk about the domain name settings that you need to make sure are set correctly. And I'll show you what those are and how to set those. And then Module 2, we're going to talk about hosting. And we're going to obviously just go out and go through the process of creating a hosting account. And then I'm going to go into the hosting account and talk about account settings that you need to be paying attention to and making sure are set a certain way, and then talk about how to attach your domain name that you purchased to your hosting account. And again, like I said, in this module I actually do show you how to get a free domain name with the hosting account, and there's a special coupon code that comes with it, so you get a 50% discount. So it's a really great deal, and everything's kind of taken care of, and you don't have to worry about attaching the domain name to the hosting account because it's just attached to it. So if you want to just go ahead and jump straight into that module, once you've reviewed Module 1 and understand more about domain names, then no problem. You can just go straight into Module 2 to do the actual domain name with your hosting account. And then Module 3, we're going to talk about installing WordPress. And this module is pretty straightforward. We're just going to go through the first install and do a live install of a WordPress onto a domain name that we have purchased. And then we're going to talk about all the WordPress settings. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to review all the different settings and the different menu options that are available in WordPress, what they mean, just kind of give you a quick overview of those. So we're not going to get in too much detail, just overview them, and then we get in more detail later. And so Module 4 is where we talk about and go in and actually customize the WordPress install that we've set up. And so the first thing that we'll be dealing with, of course, is a site theme, which we briefly describe in Module 3, but I'm going to be going in more detail in Module 4 and talking about what the theme is, how to find a theme, the process of installing it and activating it on your site, what is customizable within that theme, etc. And then we're going to talk about the customizing the look and feel and functionality of your WordPress site, and what options are available in changing when it comes to look and functionality, how some options are only available within a theme and some are WordPress driven, and so we're going to go through each one of those. And after that, we'll get into content management and talk about how to set up your site and your content in such a way that serves you best and makes your site really flow and easy to use for the customer, for the visitor experience of people visiting your site. And of course, how to manage that content on an ongoing basis as well. And then we're going to talk about using plugins to enhance your site. And we're going to install a couple plugins. I'm going to show you how to get those configured and working and what they do to help enhance your site. And then finally, of course, we're going to go live with the website and talk about what steps need to be taken before that happens, how to make sure everything's in order and everything's looking good, and then we'll go live with it. So that's it for the course introduction. Again, thank you for signing up for this course, and I really look forward to helping you get a website up and running by the end of the training course that's utilizing WordPress and is as simple and easy to understand and get going as possible. So go ahead and head over to Module 1 and we'll get started.